bitch, y'all pussy why? Cause I been that bitch.
Hello.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Clapback. It's your girl Capricia.
And Kamisha.
Period. We're back at it again with another freaking video.
Audio. Yeah. Oh, I think y'all missed us. Because our video was getting some views.
Okay, I looked at it like the day after it dropped and we already had 17 views. I was like, okay, we were missed. Y'all didn't like the post, but y'all tuned in. That's what I appreciate.
Well, you know, they be saying Instagram dead now, so maybe that was the excuse. We'll go.
Yeah. Instagram was going through some things over the past couple weeks. I don't know what the F they got going on, but they need to fix it because I still need to drop my pictures.
I don't know what's going on. Honestly, social media itself has just lost me. So that kind of goes with the topic for that.
Right.
But okay, period. So let's go ahead and get into what's tea, baby.
What is tea, girl?
Yes, what is it? So after 16 years in the NBA, Derrick Rose announced his retirement. And when I saw this, well, first, I saw somebody post him on their story, and in my mind, I was just like, okay, he's so cute. Like,
right.
What you about? I didn't know what was going on because, I don't know, the way the comment was set up, it was just like, it was, everybody got to do a think piece and poetry and memoir. Baby, this how you about to sit your head down. So.
Literally, I have to post up now. Like, he literally posted regular pictures, and then like when you scroll to the end, that's where you see like he announced it. I'm like, if I didn't keep scrolling, I wouldn't have known what the F was. Honestly, I didn't keep scrolling. I seen it on one of the blog pages because I didn't know why. Well, I seen everybody posting on story, sad face, teardrops, and all this stuff, and I was like, oh. Sad face.
My whole thing is, okay, like I get it, sad face, I guess. But one, when that man was playing, everybody used to talk about how his bones were, how he was always injured, he was always hurt. Like at the peak of his career, he was always injured somewhere. And then two, honestly, I did not even know he was still playing. Like nobody discussed him. I mean, I saw he was on the team because of his wife, because I like his wife. Huh?
I said, oh, he's married.
Wow. Yeah, they're married. But so I like her pictures, and she's like a businesswoman or whatever. So like I like to look at her pictures, and I knew he was on the team because of her pictures. But I did not know he was playing. It was given very much like a Tristan Thompson moment. Like I'm really playing, but like if we go to the championship, I'm on the bench or, I'm there type thing. Thanks, Christian. So I don't know who his publicist or manager was, but they kept him on the team, though I never saw a highlight of that man. And I never heard anything about him playing in these recent years. What about you?
Yeah, like literally, I only know him because of this guy I used to talk to, and I know he is punching the air and throwing up, rolling on the floor, because that's his favorite player. Like, I just knew D Rose because that was his favorite player. But like you said, haven't seen him on the team, don't follow him on Instagram, so it's not like I'm going to see anything he's doing, posting, promoting, anything like that. He doesn't make like blog news or anything because he, I guess, stay out of drama, stay out of mess. So I've never seen him play a game. Don't know what team he was on or has been on.
But he was famous for being on the Bulls.
Okay, I was gonna say I knew there was one with red writing, maybe a little black in there, but I had no idea.
Okay, Miss Basketball. Ain't this the one who say I love basketball?
I mean, I do, but I didn't know what team he was on.
That's crazy.
Do he play?
I know more about basketball than she do.
Girl, please cut the cameras.
Wish.
Please.
Free.
Girl, anywho, next.
Okay. Bye, Mr. Broken Bones. Go drink your milk.
Dang, brokey. He not broke money, but
let me stop. That's me. Rest your bones, drink your milk, and get your massage.
Oh my God.
Stay strong, sir. He used to be so fine, though. I do remember growing up, I used to be like, oh, he was fine.
I mean, he's still fine. He just older.
Yeah, older.
He do remind me of this one man I used to talk to.
Oh, where he at, girl? Send him to me.
And that's why you didn't get the Skims deal. Next.
Ooh, girl, you know I'm joking. That's girl code. You don't talk to your homegirls, man. Anyways, next up, the execution of Marcellus Williams, a death row inmate convicted of murder in 2001, was prominent evidence that exonerated him. Oh, excuse me. There was prominent evidence that exonerated him, and he was still scheduled to be executed. What you talking about?
I was like, it wasn't me this time. I thought I messed up with the typo.
Oh, no. It was fine. I don't know. My brain didn't compute. But yeah, so yeah, he still was scheduled to be executed. So, he was murdered. Okay, because I remember the day came. Like, I feel like it was 2 days prior. I saw the story about this, and then when the date came, they were like, a man was murdered, and it was just really, really sad because I'm just like, okay, if the evidence is there for him to be exonerated, like, what's going on? Why are we still going through with it? So that just sucks. It goes to show like racism is still very apparent. I mean, we see it all throughout history. Mm-hmm. Even with like this election right now, it's very race based. Mm-hmm. And it's just really sad to see because, like, as we mentioned many times, all of this stuff was not too long ago. And it's like the racism is still just being taught and passed down. And, it just sucks because a lot of Black people are just going through it. And people were mentioning like the Diddy thing, mm-hmm. and just saying like how, because now there's going to be a Chris Brown thing. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's on this docket. Okay. It's not. So there's supposed to be like a Chris Brown TV show, kind of like Quiet on Set, where it's like a new victim is coming out saying like Chris Brown abused her or something, and or rape, whatever. We're gonna leave it at abuse because I don't know. And so apparently it's a new victim coming out, and it's a whole docu-series. And so once that came out, people were just like, all right, now it's starting to give a pattern. Even like with the Diddy thing, there's like new people coming out, like a 6-year-old. Well, he's not 6 now, but he was 6 at the time. And he's saying like how he was at parties and he's seen us. And it's just like, okay, I hate it. I hate that I get this way. And I know everybody else gets this way too. It's just like, after a while, you just start being like, okay, like, is everybody telling the truth? Like, this man got 100 cases on him right now. Like, is this really true? Because I've been around people who get around people with some money, and they very much will just do whatever. So I'm just like, how accurate is this? So a lot of people are just going with the thing about, they're just trying to tear all these Black men down, all these successful Black men down. Y'all need to pay attention. And it's like, to be fair, for 4C Twitter, which I'm a part of, I understand these men are monsters and they've been monsters. Completely understandable. However, I do understand the conspiracy people when they're saying, okay, y'all should be doing a side eye on this because it's like every single big Black man that gets a lot of power, a lot of money, suddenly it's all these allegations, suddenly we're tearing them down, suddenly we're locking them up, and lock up can lead to or whatever. So it's just like, what's going on with that? So I think it's crazy to see, and it's really sad to see that this man lost his life and so many other men lose their lives, and it's not even covered. And that's another thing. I just felt like we talking about Diddy. There's so much other stuff going on, and like we talked about that too, like the boy that got lynched in North Carolina. Yeah, that happened. This poor man just got executed, and then God only knows what's going on in the world for real. So it's just like we're talking about
Diddy.
Ain't it all?
Yeah. Like, is it to take our attention off everything else that's going on, or like what's really tea? I don't know, but that's like sparking up a lot of conversation because it had my mom even asking me the other day, like, when you guys went to college and you guys went to parties, like, how did you know what drink you were supposed to drink, because allegedly one of the people that I guess like were friends with Diddy or work with Diddy or whatever, at those parties they had like specific drinks for the girls that had like the drugs and stuff in it, and then specific drinks for the guys. And the guy was saying like how he knew which drink not to get because he knew those drinks were specifically for the girls because they were drugged. So my mom is now asking me like, when you used to go to parties in college, like how did you know which drink to pick up? And it's like, girl, we would pregame before we got there. We would actually like drink hunch punch and stuff. Everybody's drinking out the same thing. So if anybody's getting drugged, it's everybody at that point. We all gonna be falling off ceilings, okay? But I was just like, there's not like a specific drink. Like when you walk in, like drinks are not laid out on the table. Like this is not hors d'oeuvre hour or whatever. Like
pink drinks here, blue drinks there.
Literally, it wasn't like that. Like literally, if there was liquor left, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
If it was left. Heavy on the if it was left, because baby, there has been times we come up in there and the hunch punch, the spoon gone. You're dipping your cup in and you're tipping the thing.
Girl, I was literally explaining that to her. I was literally like, I mean, if they had bottles, I'm sure they were empty by the time we got there. And I was like, it was literally just the hunch punch that you would go in with a spoon and pour in a cup if they had a spoon, but everybody was drinking from it. So there was no like specific thing. If you were to get drugs, someone would have to like physically put something in your drink because they weren't going to contaminate the thing with everyone's drink or whatever. Like I was like, and people, to me, back then and now, like people our age and stuff, we weren't thinking about drugging each other. Like I feel like that'd be that white people stuff on the TVs, not even trying to hold you. Like I see what's going on with Diddy and stuff like that, but I just feel like that's typically what you see. Like we all know right now I'm watching One Tree Hill, and that has taken place at like a college party. The guy had like his own little like jewelry box full of drugs, and he like took it out and poured it in the girl's drink and put his stuff back up, and that was that. But like people weren't doing that at our college that we knew of. So
yeah, you don't speak on that attest, but I will say today, literally like 20 minutes ago, I was on Instagram, watched somebody's story. This one dude who he was like really well known in DeKalb County. They posted his picture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
No. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Oh, I thought you were saying because it said DeKalb, but because it's just how your mouth do that. But anyway,
and I was like, let me stop.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
Oh, okay. I'll send you the post.
Okay.
But it like, yeah, they posted it or whatever, and apparently he just got like 50 years, allegedly, I don't know, 50 years in jail or prison, wherever you go, because apparently because he was drugging and raping girls. And so everybody was posting it and they were like, yeah, like I know a whole bunch of you. Girl, you know our area. I said the area.
Just trying to confirm. I put it to my hand, audio listeners, to see if he was black or white.
Girl, he black, but he's like light skin, but he's still black. And
I feel like it's the person that I'm thinking about.
Oh, we'll find out
after, because I do not want to say that name on here.
Well, I don't know his government name, but I know like I think we used to follow each other on Instagram, and I've seen him around. Like I have a lot of mutuals, but you know, our area we grew up is small, so it's like everybody knows each other. So the fact that this apparently has been going on, I had no idea about it. But like a whole bunch of people, I guess, were saying like, yeah, this dude has drugged and raped me or whatever, and I just could not believe it. So people are spreading it around. They're like, yeah, and I know a lot of you dudes who kick it with him, and I'm side-eyeing you too. So it must be hard being a guy. Well, like when your friend is a predator, because it's like, dang.
Girl, when your friend is a predator, I don't think them men be caring for real, honestly.
Do they know? Like, because really, do they really know? Like, I feel like guys don't really, like, they talk, but I don't feel like they talk, you know? Like, they're not.
Yeah, and you know they like to deny allegations.
Huh?
I say, you know they like to deny allegations.
Oh, right. They quick to say, "Oh, she crazy. She tripping."
Yeah, she tripping. So who knows?
I'm gonna send you the post after the show. But yeah, sorry that derailed. But that just goes to show how it just gets crazy, guys. So our rest in peace to Marcellus Williams, man. Your name will live on.
I know we have the same birthday.
Oh, that is so tragic.
I
But now
know.
huh? I said, well, now you'll remember him, and I was like, well, maybe.
I wanted to go back on what you were saying about the whole, the racism and like race playing a role and stuff in the election and stuff like that. And you were like, this stuff hasn't happened not too long ago. It reminded me of a post that I literally just seen before we, started recording. And it says, when Harriet Tubman was born, Thomas Jefferson was alive. And when Harriet Tubman died, Ronald Reagan was alive. Stop saying everything was 400 years ago. It wasn't. And then the person tweeted and said, this is truth. And then someone like started breaking down dates and stuff like that, like showing how it really wasn't that long ago. Like slavery was only like 40 years ago.
Yeah, and imagine like when we were kids, because when we were kids, it just feels like it was so long ago. But now, like being an adult and actually like processing the dates and matching stuff, it's like this stuff was not too long ago, and that's why it's so important that we go vote, guys, which we'll talk about. But like, it's so important because they, of course, are still trying to get rid of history books. They trying to change the narrative, change all of the history. Like, even with us growing up, like that history wasn't even 100% facts. I mean, like, it was just selective. It was like we couldn't get everything, but they gave us enough. But it's just like now, God only knows what they want to put in the books, if they'll even have a book.
Yeah. And speaking of enough, my mom like makes it a point to like ask me like, you didn't know that? Like if I see something on the news or like she starts telling me something about history and she's like, they didn't teach you that in school. I'm like, girl, first of all, what history do you remember learning in school? I don't recall that much. And I'm sure that what she's talking about was not taught to us. So I'm like, girl, you asking, were you not taught? No, I don't think I was. They were really selective with what was taught. Like, what can you remember being taught about history in school?
It all depends what we're discussing. Like, my dad is a big history person, so like we have the conversations. So like certain stuff, we'll talk, and I'm like, oh wow, like you're right about that, because he reads a lot. But like, if he's not asking, it is not just sitting on top of my dome.
Girl, it don't sit nowhere on my dome. I just be like, right. Not that it's not important, but it's just
it was a long time ago, and then it's like it's not relevant in what you do daily. So it's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can find what we need when we need to.
Yeah. Chat GPT.
Okay. And so lastly on the docket for what's tea is I'm about to read the whole thing. Is Cardi B and Offset and their mess, their foolery again after they just had their baby. Everybody in their baby drama right now, the DDG and Halle Jab. But which honestly they've been broken up. I'm sorry.
And that's what I was telling my friend yesterday, Brittany. I was telling her like we were on the phone and she gasped like someone died.
No, a lot of people were acting that way.
Girl, I'm like, what happened? She's like, DDG and Halle broke up. I'm like, girl, they been broke up months ago. Like, they just now speaking on it. Like, I'm like, Kern and I been had this conversation. Like, we had already known that they broke up. She like, no, this is a prank. This is a prank. And I'm trying to check to see, is it April? Because last time girl, she's like, no, this is a prank. Like, and I'm like, girl, okay, it's a prank, but it's not a prank.
People saying that they were like, y'all know DDG play a lot. This is a joke. I'm like, I don't think so. They all followed each other like 4 months ago.
I was like, they've been broke up, but they never spoke on it, and now it's finally being addressed, and now it's a joke. It's a prank.
And people are like, they feel like he's speaking out about it because he might be popping out with somebody new. That was what the word on the curb is, allegedly, but I don't know. Honestly, Hallie's a dummy. She should have left him as soon as he was spinning the block on his ex-girlfriend, Rose. Because hold up now, you mean to tell me you going back to an Instagram thought when I'm about to be the Disney princess?
I was about to say,
you got that girl knocked up at the biggest point of her career. Like, I'm sorry. There was just so many bad things with that relationship that honestly, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, I feel like he possibly could have like ruined a lot of opportunities for her because it's like she's seen as the Disney princess and then 10 seconds later she's preggers. So now the children are like, oh my gosh, she busted wide open and she has a baby. Like she's not gonna be another Disney princess. They're not gonna, I don't think, me personally, I don't think they're gonna cast her in another like Disney setting. Like shout out to Oprah for giving her that opportunity to be in that movie that she was in. Was it The Color Purple?
Oh, The Color Purple.
Okay, yeah. And I think she was pregnant in that. I didn't watch it because I haven't seen the original one. So I was like, I didn't want to watch the new one. And
it was good.
What, the new one or the original one?
I don't. The original would be on as a kid, but I never sat through it. It's like I've only seen it here and there. I watched the new one all the way through, and it was really good.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was like, I didn't want to watch the new one until I watched the old one, but you guys know me in movies. If you don't, I'm not really like a movie watching person. So it's been a long time and I still haven't seen either one of them. But yeah, shout out to Oprah for giving her that opportunity. But I just feel like she won't be in another creative Disney space. And I think something was said like back then about her and being in Disney, because wasn't she like asked not to go somewhere or like she wasn't somewhere because she was pregnant, and this was at the time where she was not confirming that she was pregnant.
Oh no, what had happened was that movie nominations, nominations the movie had were taken away. So I was like,
because of that pregnancy, child,
he played in your face before you got pregnant. Didn't get pregnant, and you low key fumble your bag, and then you stay with the man, have his child, just to break up. No, baby, we're gonna get married and we're gonna just thug this out. We're gonna get it in blood, like all this death row.
I feel bad that happened to her. Like,
oh please,
no, I do feel bad because me personally, like, we don't know the trajectory of everyone's lives and stuff like that. But I hate that, like, that turned out like that for her, because I feel like she wasn't even that type of girl. Not saying that the people who get quote unquote pregnant at a young age are types of girls, but I really did not see that on her bingo card at all.
Child, Chloe came and burst that bubble on TikTok.
Oh yeah, when she was like, she like hood nigga.
Chloe's like, baby, this persona that I'm giving in my music, that's not me. Like, I'm reserved, I'm quiet, I'm kept back, I like a good boy type thing. Hallie is the wild one. She like do all that stuff. So this is on brand. Sorry.
But I guess because that's not what she displays to us. So that's why I feel that way. But I mean, I hear you 100% with her sister, you know, calling her out on her stuff. But I don't know. I just didn't see that for her.
Well, here it is. We all have choices, and she made hers. So good luck.
So funny how this turned out to be a Hallie and DDG thing.
That's why I was like, I'm trying to get hold of the conversation back. So okay, well that was that or whatever. But I mean, that did just happen too, so that had to get plugged in. So yeah, but I mean, y'all know Cardi B and Offset. I mean, this is the same thing every single time. Like, their relationship got an issue, a song come out. Their relationship got an issue, something happening with the whip shots. Their relationship got an issue, a baby pop out. Their relationship got an issue, somebody got a brand deal. It's just like, I don't care. And it's just like, it's nasty that they over here saying she was pregnant sleeping with somebody else.
That's disgusting.
That's gross. I'm sorry.
But you know, that's a fetish.
Huh?
You know that's a fetish, like men.
Yeah,
That fetish.
I was told. I was told by one of my friends that was pregnant that a lot of men were like trying to get with her when she was pregnant because I guess men think that women are sexy when they're pregnant, which I think is so interesting because like some men, they be cheating when a girl is pregnant, but I guess some men they think like, oh my gosh, that's the hottest thing ever. So it's just like
so weird.
But that's nasty to me because like not you carrying somebody's child and then you messing with somebody else. Like that's just like let's just wait, babes. Can we wait? I don't even want to kiss you while I'm pregnant with this man child. Like this is crazy.
Child, they said no, they cannot wait.
I don't know why, but I mean, this is all alleged. We don't know. This is what they are saying too. So it's just like this is what they say. I mean, I guess she got her last laugh because I mean, I would hope if somebody is being painted as a dummy, even though you shouldn't be living tit for tat.
Tit tat.
Shoot, tit for tat. We had a whole conversation about that last week. Even though you shouldn't be living that way, I guess I'll let it slide because he was making her look crazy time after time after time. So she had to get her biggest lick back. And I will say, that is a huge lick back. Y'all both look bad. So
they do. That they do.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I had nothing else to give to them. Anything you need to
no, she was allegedly in the club singing Motorsport, and when his verse came on, she was turning up her face and stuff. That's all I have to say. Now let's get into what the 411 is. So typically we only have 2 things to talk about for the 411, but we have 4 because we missed 2 weeks. So I kind of just, jam-packed everything in there because I felt like there was a lot of prominent things happening in news. So first thing, the dock workers are on strike, baby. So the strike is sparking fear of shortages and price increases. We know how y'all get down. Whenever y'all hear something is going down, y'all run to the store and get that toilet paper, the tissue. Oh, that's the same thing, but tissue, like baking products like flour and stuff, water. What else do they get? Non-perishables, of course. But yes, that was the talk of the town this week and last week. Like everybody go out, stock up, because we don't know what are in those shipping containers that are going to be shortaged. Yeah, I'm gonna say shortaged. But allegedly, I just found out like 2 days ago or yesterday that like the shortage is gonna be on like shrimp and like seafood and
I just went to pull it up.
Oh, okay. Read it off because I couldn't remember what I was going to say next. Tell the people.
Okay. Products to be affected by port strike. Items not at high risk. Toilet paper, paper towels, clothes, and toys. The items at risk. Bananas, cherries, seafood, alcohol, and cocoa imports.
Oh, alcohol.
And so somebody quoted, they said, alcohol and seafood, some of y'all not going to make it.
I was literally telling my friend, free the shrimp, because I love shrimp. Oh my gosh.
That's so fun.
They are being held in the shackles. But this is like kind of off topic, but not really. I was at the dollar store yesterday. No, I was at Family Dollar, and I think there is a difference. And I was in a Family Dollar in like the ghetto. And when I walked in, the conversation was pertaining to like dog food and how the persons or the people that were talking, their dogs were bougie and how they don't like dog food without seasoning, like their dog won't eat it, blah, 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 blah. And as I started to walk towards the register to get, checked out, the conversation changed to the strike. And I felt like that conversation was like below my education level because they start talking about how they heard people screaming in the shipping containers. That's really why the people going on strike. I said, oh, I am in the ghetto for real. And the people were there co-signing. Yeah, I heard that too. I'm like, baby, I did not hear nothing. Apparently, they were like, yeah, it's kids in them shipping containers. They over there screaming. The people is getting smuggled because the border is closed and America is in cahoots with all this drugs and all that stuff. Then the lady who's working there talking about, yeah, I heard they cutting up animals and all that stuff. Why you think McDonald's can sell their burgers for $1? And then she proceeds to say, why you think when you eat McDonald's, your stomach hurt? The lady says, oh, I didn't think about that. I just thought my stomach was hurting because I didn't smoke first.
Oh, wow.
I literally just put my head down and smiled as they talked because I was like, I am not engaging in this conversation. This is literally beneath me right now. And the fact that you guys are like co-signing and acting as if, yeah, I heard there was people, they heard people screaming in them shipping containers. Like, I'm sure if that was heard, somebody else would have posted it. I didn't see nothing about no people screaming in shipping containers. Did you?
No, this is new to me.
Okay, thank you. So I had to bring that up because I was like, what the F is going on up in this Family Dollar on tonight? Even though it was during the day. But anywho, next on the mother effing doc.
Hold on.
My bad.
Because now we need an update. The strike is over. It ended yesterday.
What? They got their money already?
Girl, yes, they did.
I can order my outfits.
U.S. port strike ends with an agreement for a 62% pay raise for workers, increasing their wages from $39 to $63 per hour. And so now people are like, oh, we need to strike rent and strike this. Honestly, I've been saying that, but nobody want to listen.
Yeah, nobody wanted to band together with you. So
I said that last year. I said we should really all just stop paying.
Yeah, I remember you did say that, and nobody commented. Yes, sister, I'm with you.
The people at my apartment complex, they was playing. I'm like, I'm about it. Like, you better go ask the student loan folk.
That part. Speaking of, I heard that that's supposed to be like getting like pushed, like it's supposed to be happening. So we'll see. Yeah, they said the Biden, or did they say strikes down, or did they? Let me go back because I literally saw a tweet about it, and I saw like other stuff. Well, things about it. Give me a second to pull up my facts because I know. Okay, yeah, a federal judge has ruled that the Biden administration can move forward with student loan forgiveness.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like I thought you meant going forward with us having to pay them.
No. I was talking about pushing it like it's gonna happen.
Looking like, wait, what?
No.
Okay, good.
Why is Janae trending? I have to investigate. Oh, this is somebody else. Okay. But anywho, next on the mother effing docket, we have a biolab fire in Georgia, which was in Rockdale County this past Sunday, September 29th. A shelter in place was imposed and schools were canceled. My first comment is them kids gonna be so stupid because they're always out of school. Okay. I understand that there was an incident, but they was just on fall break. Everybody just need to come to school with a mask on because what the F?
I thought fall break was this week.
Girl, I had some people that were on fall break the week before last. Then I had someone I think that was on, I'm talking about my client, sorry guys. Someone that was on fall break this past week. And I was like, fall starts on Sunday. How you on break this week? I'm confused. And then I was talking to one of my kids yesterday, and she told me that they break start next Thursday. I'm like, y'all always out of school, and it's always for a week. I was like, the kids are screwed at this point. They're going to be so stupid. But anywho, yes, there was a biolab fire that took place. Oh my gosh, the lab exploded, honey. People were seeing it in real time. I was watching this girl's story, and she she was recording as she was driving on the highway, and this girl proceeds to wind down her window so that she could further record, but then puts the camera back in the car and was recording from the angle that she started off recording at, because the prior angle was a good angle. I don't know what possessed her to wind down her window and stick her hand out the window to record, but girl, I'm sure all the fumes done got in your car. And I was like, who is this? I busted out laughing because my mom was talking about how, like, oh, you don't need to inhale that. And literally right when she said that, she wind down the window. We cracked up. Okay.
So scary.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw those videos, I was in disbelief that was actually happening.
Girl, it's so crazy. Luckily, I was not in the area, but I had to drive through it, but I didn't like see it, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do those fumes go?
I don't know where they have gone. Apparently, like, a couple of days ago, people that live in that area were telling me like they still smell the chlorine in the air and stuff like that. Yeah, so I don't know where they're going. When I was driving to work yesterday, it was looking a little gloomy, and I was like, is this the smoke and stuff from, over there? But I was like, no.
Made it.
Right. I'm like, girl, no, you just tripping. It's just like muggy outside. But I didn't wind down my window, and my vents are always locked in the vehicle. So, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was crazy. Yeah. And I remembered that there was that Hurricane Helene, she passed through. I didn't put that on the docket, but yeah, she passed through this past week when we were gone as well. So luckily everyone here that we know was safe, and everyone there we know is safe as well.
Well, Asheville got it real bad. So like some parts of Charlotte, like when I was at work this week talking to people, they still don't even have power. So
yeah,
like, go do the rescue stuff or whatever. So
yeah, this girl I know, my friend's friend, her brother, a tree fell on his effing car, his truck, and his insurance is not covering it because they said it was an act of God. I said,
oh yeah,
OMG. I'm trying to see if I still have the video.
Because I'm just like,
crazy. Yeah,
insurance covered natural disasters. A natural disaster is, I guess, an act of God. But I mean, that's what I got insurance for.
Exactly. Dang, I deleted it because I don't have no storage. But the guy was parked in the middle of two cars, and his car was the only one that got hit. I was like, dang, that's so crazy. It's not bad. Like, it's bad, but like, I feel like he could possibly still drive it. I don't know. What did you say?
I said, now that sounds like an act of God for real. If nobody else was impacted by him.
Right. Okay, so next on the 411, we have an Atlanta top veneer specialist. Brandon Dillard was charged with 8 felonies for allegedly practicing dentistry and medicine without a license. They locked him up, booked him, baby, because the people that he was doing veneers on, like, apparently stuff was going on in their mouth and they were coming back complaining and stuff like that. And apparently he was charging them like $6,000 for veneers. Is that cheap?
I'd say so.
Okay. Because I don't know how much veneers cost, but I was just like, that is just so crazy. I feel like he probably learned how to do that on YouTube and just ran with it and was like,
a lot of people do. Like, there was one guy who was doing it, and I think he got locked up too, or was about to get locked up. And then I think he stopped or something. I don't know, but it's just all these people want to do all this cosmetic surgery and all this stuff. If you're doing all that, you need to pay top dollar. Why are you cutting corners to get a BBL, get your teeth done, get a chemical peel? Like, what in the world? That's like going to somebody's garage to get an abortion.
Exactly.
Like, please
get with the times. We don't do that anymore.
Well, I mean, they might be back doing that, but
oh yeah, because of the times. That's so funny.
because of the laws and stuff.
Oh my gosh. Apparently, he was also charging people $6,000 to help them become quote unquote veneer specialists as well, honey.
Their certificates got taken.
Girl, probably them little
They
paper.
need to go get their certificates.
I'm screaming. They trying to talk to some girl. She walking away. She look like she got a BBL too.
Is that Rolly?
Bye. Anywho, next on the mother effing docket and last on the docket, we have John Amos, father from Good Times and many other hits, passed away at the age of 84. He allegedly passed away in August, but the family just released the information this week. And I love that because they're controlling what they want you to know. Okay, they took back their freedom, quote unquote. I don't even know what word I want to use there, but they took back control. Okay, yes, because yeah, when I was telling my mom, she was like, "Girl, he died in August. They just now telling us though." I said, "Oh wow,
how she know?"
Because they said it. The family just released the information.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes, girl. I was like, oh my God. And it was so crazy because everyone's posting him on their stories, like, dang, 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 and all this stuff. And then little did you guys know, the man being dead. Okay?
They already packed him up, had the funeral, moved on, had
Exactly.
counseling.
Okay.
Man, I need, and that, the way they operated, that's how I'm going to need y'all to act when I get pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell a word.
Girl, you talk so much. I'm sure you will tell everybody, I'm pregnant with twins. I'm pregnant with twins. I'm pregnant with twins.
I'm not posting my pregnancy. It's only going to be like my village now.
We going to see what happens when homegirl get pregnant.
I'm not bringing y'all, I'm not bringing the world into my happy moment.
Okay, next. Because what the F?
What?
Speaking of, let's get into the mother effing messiest person of the goddamn week. Drum roll, please.
Boom. It is unregistered voters. Yeah. You guys need to go out and get registered this week. Actually, ASAP now.
ASAP no Rocky, okay? Your vote matters, okay? They would not, my pastor has been saying this for the past couple of weeks. They would not be trying to take your vote away so bad and so hard if it didn't matter. So go out and vote, okay? We need to see a difference. We need to make changes. And we have a cute little post that says, voting rights protect every other right. So go out and vote. If you're, 18 and over?
What that mean? Every other right? What that mean?
Carmen.
Voting rights protect every other right. Why not every other?
I don't think they meant it like that. I think you're just cute. Yeah, I thought it was so cute, and you just burst in my bubble.
I'm just trying to figure out what they mean by that. But yeah, no, for real, y'all need to go out and vote because one of the people wants this place to be a dictatorship, and I'm not with that. Like,
yeah,
I'll go create my own country.
Period. Carmesitas.
In my country.
Huh?
I was asking the people if they would want to come live in my country.
Oh, okay. It's so crazy because I got a text on my work number talking about Georgia's voter registration deadline is Monday, 3 days away from now. So, by the time you guys see this, well, when I looked it up, it said the 11th. I told you it was either Monday or something, or the Monday after. Okay, so
y'all go look it up.
So you're messy. At this point, you're messy if you didn't register to vote and the date passed. The F.
Yes.
Yeah, but I wish that text would have came through before we started recording.
Right. I checked my status literally like 2 days ago, and I was registered.
I checked mine like a couple of weeks ago, but I was kind of hesitant about checking it because I kind of felt like, everything is a scam nowadays. You have to be on guard. So I was kind of feeling like me going to check it was going to be like me unregistering somehow. I don't know. That's just how I felt. I don't freaking know. But I still checked it and it said mine was active. So make sure you guys are active if you don't know.
Yeah, they said they were unregistering people. So that's why I went and looked, because I knew I was registered, but I was like, oh, I saw a post that was like, they unregistering people. So I was like, oh, let me go check. I went and looked. As many times they call me for jury duty, I'm registered.
Are you serious? I only got some in West.
They love me.
Oh, that's ghetto.
I don't know why.
It's so ghetto.
I guess they're going off beauty. Anywho, okay, let's go. Let's get into the topic for the week, guys. So today, like we kind of foreshadowed earlier when we were just checking in, the topic is how social media affects how social media affects women's mental health in the real world. It was a different thing that I was expecting to see, but maybe that'll be the top. Maybe that'll be the title.
What you expected to see? Because I typed exactly what I saw.
The pressure to be perfect. And then it said how social media affects
me. Okay. See, the way that it copied and pasted.
Yeah, it didn't come with the bold.
Yeah, it made it like two separate things. So I didn't even think those two things were together.
Oh, it did?
Like when I copied and pasted it into my notes.
Oh, okay.
It did. Yeah, it did two separate things. So I didn't know it was going to be, I didn't know those two were supposed to be together. I thought that was a separate topic.
Yeah, I'm following. Okay. So if anything, that'll just be the title, guys.
Yeah,
but anyway,
the title.
About social media affecting women specifically and our mental health in the real world. So let's see. I guess I'm talking. So let me get started.
Yeah.
I did a simple Google search. Now they have the AI overview. Thank you for summarizing it up. And there were a lot of alarming things that popped up. So I just looked up the topic and it says, yes, social media can negatively impact women's mental health in a number of ways, including body image, depression, self-harm, social isolation, online harassment, sleep problems, low self-esteem, and smartphone addiction.
I'm screaming. I didn't know that was my cue to talk. I can attest to that because, well, not me personally right now. I have a client that was a flight attendant, and she's no longer a flight attendant, and she's working this crappy job that she hates and stuff like that. Yeah, and she is continuously, we talked about this today because she actually had a session today. I don't see people on Fridays, but I saw her today. And she has this thing where she replays negative moments in her head over and over again. Like she's so used to others putting her down that she's putting herself down by continuously replaying these negative things. So being a flight attendant is something that was positive for her, but it followed by a negative because she was fired. So now she's on social media constantly trying to keep up with the other people that she like went to flight attendant school or whatever, like the program that she went through. She's constantly like keeping up with their lives, trying to just not miss out, I guess, on what it is that they're doing. But it's making her upset because she's no longer a flight attendant. Like she's applying to be a flight attendant, but that's just not happening for her right now. She's also upset because she's continuously on those people's social medias, but they're not reaching out to her. So it's like, I understand that they're not reaching out to you and stuff like that, but you're no longer in that scene. So you can't put yourself in a space where you're going to be upset because they're not like including you on the things that they're doing. And granted, you're only seeing what it is that they're doing on social media. You don't even know like if they're hating this job now, or like they're just like, you know, posting just to post, or like they might get paid off posting content. You don't know. She told me today how like this old guy that she used to work with, flight attendant, he sent her a TikTok about, I don't know if you guys seen the trend where it's like, he told me to dance sexy, but I'm a da 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 da.
I saw that. I just saw that actually today.
The Delta girl, was it a Delta girl or Southwest girl?
This is a Southwest girl.
Okay. So I think they knew the girl or something like that. But the guy sent her the TikTok and was like, you know, she was doing the little flight attendant stuff. And she was just so triggered and so upset. And I'm like, in my head, I want to tell her, like, girl, get off these people's pages. Stop wanting for this, like, you know, thing. Because, of course, like, it's probably coming, but I feel like she's making, like, the way that she's forcing herself to continue going and trying to follow and stuff like that is making you more upset. It's putting you into this depression. And she's saying that she doesn't want to be depressed, but it's like, why do you continue to go check up on these people pages and stuff? Like, what is the obsession? I don't get it.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, I'm sure you probably told her, if you are experiencing these negative emotions when you're looking at their stories, like take that into account, or like write that down. Like, how is that making you feel, and how are we going to stop feeling that way? And it's the obvious answer, like stop looking at it, consume something else that will take your mind off of it, or, you know, like do something healthy. But I completely understand. I can see how it's depressing. I mean, so many times on this podcast, we have discussed like just feeling the pressure of like, wow, am I not successful? Like, am I where I should be in life? Or wow, why am I not here? And, you know, I can speak for myself personally, as of late. And I think it's because, like, you know, obviously like people are getting married and getting engaged. And it's just like, oh my goodness, part of me, of course, is just like, oh, that could have been me. Cause I mean, that was definitely about to be the next step. But it's like, oh, that could have been me. Or like, why is that not me right now? And, you know, of course, it's like, we're just on these timelines that I feel like are not real. Like, we are all on our own different paths and we all have our own trajectory. But like, I guess with it just like being in my face, and it's like, okay, we are almost at a certain age. So why am I not in like a relationship? Though I just got out of one like not too long ago. But well, now I feel like, okay, I've been out of one. I can't say not too long ago no more. I've been out of one. So it's just like, okay, why am I not in one? But then that just prompts me to do my own internal search, which I was talking to somebody and he basically like humbled me, because he's like, girl, he said all without saying, like, girl, you don't give that vibe like you even want to be in a relationship. And when I really sat there and thought about it, I was like, I don't, because I don't think that I am even ready to do that. So it's like, why am I getting upset when I'm seeing people getting engaged and getting married, when it's like, Carmen, you're not even ready for that. Like, you have nothing to give. You have no energy to even give to someone. So how do you even expect to be right there? Like, why are you upset? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I guess because I'm just like, well, if the right person comes, it'll work out. But no, I need to be with myself, and I need to, you know, get my own healthy stuff going. So it's like, I feel the pressure with that. Business, of course, like seeing people start businesses, I'm just like, dang, why have I still not started a business yet? Like, it's stressful. But then like one of my homegirls that I know, her name is Ty, like she kind of reiterated, and it was like nice. She's just like, girl, I mean, like, your podcast is technically your business. And it's just like, if you want, I mean, do merch or something like that. Like, obviously. And she's like, you know, like, if that, like, I'm sure the people who watch will support, like I would support, or blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, okay, like, I just feel like, yes, it's easy to get in the dark thoughts, which I had a scripture about that this week. And I sent it to my brother. I don't know if I screenshotted it, but I put it on my story yesterday. Okay, here it is. It's really quick. It's just like, when many things seem to be going wrong, trust me. When your life feels increasingly out of control, thank me. These are supernatural responses, and they can lift you above your circumstances. If you do what comes naturally in the face of difficulties, you may fall prey to negativism, whatever.
Never heard
Even,
that word.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't even know how to say that flowingly. Negativism. Even a few complaints can set you on a path that is a downward spiral by darkening your perspective and mindset. With this attitude controlling you, complaints flow more and more readily from your mouth. Each one moves you steadily down a slippery spiral. The lower you go, the faster you slide. But is it still possible to apply brakes? Cry out to me in my name. Affirm your trust in me, regardless of how you feel. Thank me for everything. Though this seems unnatural, even irrational, gradually you will begin to ascend, recovering your lost ground. When you are back on ground level, you can face your circumstances from a humble perspective. If you choose supernatural responses this time, trusting and thanking me, you will experience my unfathomable peace. Which I'm like, that is so true. Like, if you start with the negative thoughts and like just consuming all that stuff, it will like just lead down the pipe, like the spiral. Like, even like homegirl who's was the flight attendant, she keep looking at the stuff that is upsetting her, and it's like you have to pull yourself out of that, because it's gonna just keep going. It like feeds, like it just gets bigger and bigger until you blink and you don't even recognize yourself anymore, and you're like, I don't even know how I got here. It's like you are almost like in a coma because you just have consumed all that negativity and lost yourself, and you don't even know how to get yourself up out of there. So it's just like right when the thoughts start, you just have to cut it out. So like when I start feeling that way, I just try to think like on the flip side. So like with the marriage thing, girl, you ain't ready for that. Do your internal work. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true. The business stuff, girl, if you really care, you could do the business stuff in what's already in front of you. And then also another thing, like I saw something about anxiety, like social media causing anxiety. And it's like when I smoke, for example, like it's so crazy. Like when I'm high, I just feel like, and I know it's bad, but I be feeling like God be talking to me like, girl, what's going on here? So like if I'm high and I start watching like my Instagram story, oh my gosh, I just become like my worst critic. I just super overthink. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like what is going on? Like this story is so not me. It's so not on brand, or it's so cringe, and it's this. Baby, I will sit there and just delete my whole Instagram story and think about deleting the whole page, because I'm just like, oh, like what's going on? Like I just get so hyper critical on myself. And when I think about it, I'm like, nobody, well, I don't know. Part of me be feeling like nobody really cares, but then I get on the flip side, like people be sending stuff and talking. So I'm just like, I just really don't know. However, I'm just like, I'm not really trying to take it serious. I really even haven't had energy for social media as of late. So I'm just like, who even cares? Like,
your story been like 2 posts lately.
Yeah, like I just want to live
like words. It don't be like you or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm just like, I want to live.
Yeah, as we should. I just feel like we're in a space now where it's like we're so consumed with everything that's going on around us that we're not focusing on living life. And like we see every day like someone's passing, and you don't want to live life with like regrets. You want to go out, you want to do things that make you happy, you want to do the things that you enjoy, you want to travel, you want to do this, you want to do that. Like if you haven't already, create a bucket list. Like make it apparent to do the things that you want to do, so you can't look back on life later down the line and be like, oh, I wish I would have done this when I was such and such age, or I wish I could have done this. And create a space where you can do the things that you enjoy, that you can do the things that make you happy. But I wanted to go back and touch on what you were saying about the negative thoughts. And this girl, I actually gave her homework. And what you said was the homework that I gave her. I told her to list happy/positive/significant moments that are worth replaying, since she continues to replay negative moments. And then in parentheses, I put stop when it starts to become negative. And then I wanted her to like go into depth on why they're happy, significant, and positive, and what stands out and what makes them best overall moments for you. Then I want to go back on the marriage thing that you were talking about. Yes, every time I open Instagram, someone is getting engaged, someone is pregnant, and someone is getting married. I'm in the headspace where it's like, yeah, I do feel a type of way because it's like these people are finding their forever people, but I'm still the person that has not been in a relationship yet. So it's like, dang, when is my trial run gonna come? But then I have to sit there and remind myself, like, I don't want to be in a trial run relationship. So this person that God is preparing for me might be someone, I mean, not might be, it's going to be the person that I plan to spend the rest of my life with. That's how I'm looking at it. I feel like I've been waiting this long time because the person that God has for me is not yet prepared. And I honestly don't feel like I'm yet prepared to be in a situation with someone. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking. And then my prayer right now is like, Lord, prepare me for who I'm supposed to be, who I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing. Like, just order my steps and allow me to walk in the purpose that you have for me. Like, that's what I'm more so focusing on. So like when I do get into the space where it's like, ugh, another engagement, like, happy for you, congratulations, you know, but I do slightly feel a type of way. But then I have to quickly remind myself, like, girl, your man is not yet ready for you. He's still being prepared for you, and you just got to roll with the punches. Okay.
I think that's super important. Like, I think it's normal
Yeah.
to go into a space of like, oh my gosh, but like we're human at the end of the day. Like, all of this stuff is literally in the Bible too. Like, you are human. Like, you're gonna experience these emotions that, you know, some of them are not good. Like,
Right.
you know, obviously the devil. And it's just like, okay, what are you gonna do though when these emotions come about? Because it's like, you would be weird if you're not experiencing these emotions because they are human nature things. So it's just like, okay, when you experience them, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit there and play in it and succumb to it and just put it on and be like, you know what, this is me now? Or are you gonna find a way to get up out of it? Like, I like that in this whole conversation, both of us are literally saying, I'm there, but then I look at myself. Like, I do some self-reflection because I feel like at the end of the day, like, that's what it takes. Because it's just like, it's easy to have a pity party. I mean, we can sit all day long and complain, but it's just like, what are we gonna get out of that? Nothing. We're just gonna keep wasting breath and we're just gonna get sad. But it's just like, sad is cute for a little second. You know, I love a good cry sesh, but it's just like, okay, that's cute for a second, but what are we going to do now? Like, how are we going to get over it? And how are we going to end up in that position? Or do you even feel like yourself is even like ready for that? You know? So I like how we both are just like, child, the person is being prepared, or like, I'm not ready for that. I got XYZ going on. So
yeah. I don't know. It's just, it is really hard because it is something that like you're seeing more and more frequently. Like the babies, y'all can keep for right now, but like the engagements and the weddings and stuff, like I swear, either last week or the week before, like 3 people on my timeline got married, and like, and then like 5 were getting engaged, and then you see, you know, the pregnancy shoot. Like I said, y'all can keep that right now, but I was just like,
I want marriage first.
Yeah, definitely no children out of wedlock. We are not doing that. And I am not. What is sex? Have no idea. Me speaking for myself right now.
Oh yeah, girl, I know. I mean, well, to be here and transparent, I haven't had sex in a month, so I'm like, that's a long time for me.
It's been over a year for me. Yes. Claps for me. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, look, all I can do is clap to that one. I'm celebrating this little month, but a year, girl, here's a trophy.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't know. And what was another one I was gonna say? Oh, I feel like traveling and stuff. Because at first, I'm like, I did not see a lot of people like traveling for real. Like when we were on, because we've been on social media our whole lives.
Yeah. Well, since middle school.
our whole lives pretty much. So I'm just like, we've seen the evolution of everything and how people have like their trends or like the things that they do. And I just feel like I never saw people like travel a lot. I mean, people traveled here and there, but it just seems like out of nowhere, it just became like a big boom. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, are people feeling pressure to do so? Or, I just thought that was interesting. I mean, I get presented with trips, so that's why I end up going. But even now, I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm looking at my money and I'm like, baby, ain't no trip. Ain't no trip coming up soon. Don't ask me. There's a wedding supposed to be coming up in this destination. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it.
She gonna be there because she in the wedding. Please be quiet. Anywho, next. You see how she come on here and lie? You see how she come on here and lie?
You haven't even gotten an invitation, Camille.
Girl, I don't. You're in the wedding.
But there has not been an invitation. There's no date. I would like to, if I'm going to be in some, I need to at least be buying my ticket now, right?
You need to talk to your friend then.
It's October.
And the wedding's supposed to be when?
March.
You need to talk to your friend then.
That ain't my event. All I do is ask. I say, girl, what's the update on da-da-da? There is no update. Okay, then.
She said that's not my event. So as bridesmaids, we need to
collect. I was not asked.
I mean, I'm sure you were informally asked or told, like, girl, you a bridesmaid.
There has been no details about it. And this is my first ever wedding. Like, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, what is supposed to take place. I don't know anything. This is new to me, just like it is to her.
Did she say like, oh, I don't want to have a bridal party or anything like that?
Well, she's the type, she would like to plan all that. So we can't really do no surprise anything because she will definitely be like,
no, not a party. I'm saying like a bridal, like squad, like girls. Did she say she didn't want like people to be up there with her? Like groomsmen? Did she say she didn't want any of that or what?
That all she ever said was, yeah, I don't have bridesmaids, but if we have to talk about that, then I guess these are my unofficial ones.
Oh, so she don't have bridesmaids then.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Anywho,
let me start frowning up my face.
Huh?
I said, let me start frowning up my face because I'm sure homegirl will watch. Smile.
So, spinning the block back to what we talk about, but like, yeah, so I just felt like the traveling thing started blowing up out of nowhere, and I feel like people started feeling pressured to do that. Like,
probably, yeah.
It was,
I said probably, yeah.
Yeah, like whether it was for like birthday, I really feel like probably the birthdays, because people don't really travel much unless it's like a birthday or something like that. I mean, because even when I sit here and think, I'm like, yeah, most of the time when I'm on a trip, it's like it's somebody's birthday. So I feel like people started feeling like, okay, birthday, I need to be out of the country. Just like how it was with like sections, when people started being like, oh, I want a section for my birthday. So I feel like it was just like one of those things. And like now it's like posting, like, oh, people want to post pictures out the country and people want to have a highlight on their stories. So yeah, I think it's just so interesting how social media has kind of like pushed people into wanting to do stuff like that when it probably was never even on their mind to do. Some people do not like doing stuff like that. You know, everybody has things that they like.
Yeah.
And now Lotto don't help, talking about you only go out of town on your birthday. Brokey. Well, girl, I'm trying to survive.
Right. We're not all millionaires.
If she even won.
She said she hit a mill at 21 or before 21 or something. So that's where I got that information from, but it might not be a reliable source. They might have taken taxes out of that. Anywho, what was I going to say? Oh, the traveling thing. Lately, like, I don't know, I've been seeing everybody going to Colombia. Like when I came back from Colombia, I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's there. I'm surprised I didn't run into you guys. Like,
oh my God.
Bro. And then it was Cartagena at that. Like everybody was going to Cartagena, Colombia. And I'm like, oh my God.
I never even heard of that.
Girl, me either till I went or till I was presented with the, idea to go. But I was just like, it's so funny how we're all traveling to the same places. Like, might not be the same time, but we're all traveling to the same places. Like, one of my friends right now, she went to London first, then I think she went to France. Now she's in Italy, and I'm like, okay, like we're all in the same spaces, but at different times. But I applaud everyone for traveling and being able to travel and creating a space or creating opportunities for yourself to do so, because there is so much world that there is to see.
I agree. But I do like to still, be like, of course, I celebrate that, especially Black people traveling, because, my family tells me all the time that I am so blessed to be able to, in that since I, don't have kids or am not married and don't have anything like tying me down, that I need to do as much of that as I can while I am young and while I can, because, like they didn't have opportunities to do stuff like that when they were growing up. Like they probably didn't even know that they could do things like that. Like certain stuff just was a luxury. So now it's like for it to be kind of more feasible, I definitely applaud it and I support people doing it. However, I like people to do it if that is what they want to do. Of course, I don't want people doing it for wrong reasons. Like, oh, I'm just trying to do it just because, XYZ did it. Yeah. Or I'm trying to do it and you can't really afford it. And like, you dig yourself into a hole. So it's just like, I, of course, support, but let's be smart about it. And, like we were discussing, I think we had talked about this before too. Like when we talk about guys and stuff and how they just don't, some guys, I should say, some guys just don't want to do more. Like they don't have that ambition to do like more or like get out and do more. Like they'll stay in a hometown or they'll like be wherever they are. Like they don't really have that urge to want to just like go out and see what else there is to offer. So I am mindful of people in that space as well. I'm just like, we probably just cannot be together. Because maybe I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, let's move.
And she gonna mean it. What was I gonna say? When you were talking about spending money on traveling if you really don't have the resources, do not try to keep up with the Joneses, guys. I don't know if you saw that movie, but in the end, the man committed suicide because he was trying to keep up with what his neighbors had going on. And they were like a family planted in the community trying to get other people to spend money. So don't be that person, guys. Don't like make yourself upset or like run yourself ragged trying to get hours at work, trying to get your money up and stuff because you're trying to keep up with what everyone else is trying to do. Like if it's not you, if you don't have the desire to do it, don't do it. If you don't have the funds to do it, put it off. Wait till you get the money to do it. Like don't just be out here trying to do things because you see others doing it and you see it fits the aesthetic to something, because social media for some is all about aesthetics.
It really is. It's not real. Like all of this is curated content that people sit down and create because they want people to engage in it. It's probably not even really them. Like so many people will stage a thing. Like you see people with clout, like they'll stage an interaction, stage a proposal, stage a promposal or the like they just do the most for the online. And like I think about all the time when those girls post on like Twitter and they're like, oh my gosh, like my man, and it's like all this luxury stuff and money and da da da. And people be like, where are y'all getting these men from? Like, do they even exist? Because see, part of me is like, I'm sure this girl went and bought this stuff herself and just laid it out on the bed and was like, just for a viral moment.
Or got the picture off Google or somebody else's page or something. Sure.
Right. So it's just like, I don't know. I just take all of it with a grain of salt. Like it's all so fake and curated and aesthetic. Like screw an aesthetic. Like I know at the beginning of the year, I put the goal out to like put myself out there and post more content. And this year I did not do that. And you know what? I was thinking about it because I was kind of like beating myself up about it. Because I was like, you were supposed to be doing da 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 da. And I just stopped doing that because it was just like, it's not getting me anywhere. Like clearly I don't feel like doing it. So if I don't feel like doing it, I shouldn't do it. If it feels like a chore, it's not feeling fun, I'm not going to do it. And a lot of people are just like, well, you don't have to deal with aesthetics. Like, just post it up there. Like, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Now, with that, I do agree. I just haven't had the time to sit down and do it. But I'm just like, it'll go up when it goes up. Who is to tell me what to do with my footage?
Period. Exactly.
Right. So, anywho, just to start wrapping this up, do you take the necessary social media breaks?
So, me personally, I don't feel like I'm on social media like that to have to take a break. Like, if my phone is in my hand, it's because I'm playing a game or I'm doing what? I don't even know. Like, I literally just pick up my phone to play games. I'll post on Instagram like here and there. I only post, like, being completely honest, I only post on my story every day to try to stay in the algorithm because I don't want like views to be effed up when I do end up like wanting to post something I actually feel like posting. But like I try to post like a post that has like words in it or something, at least 2 things a day or 1 thing a day because I want to stay in the algorithm. But I'm really not the social, like the type of person to be on social media all the time and like all this stuff. So to answer the question, I don't have to take breaks because I'm not on there that much. But I feel like if I did need to take a break, like I would, but it's not necessary for me because I don't let like social media consume me. What about you?
So I never felt like I was the type that needed a social media break per se. Like I feel like I've always been in pretty much like control. It's like if I start feeling that type of way, then I'm just put it down. And to be honest, I didn't think that I was on social media a lot, but then I've had friends who have told me like I'm always on my phone. Which is crazy because I don't text back. I'm always on my phone. I'm always on Instagram. I'm always making a story or like my story was just a lot. So I felt like when people were saying that, part of me was like, okay, don't be casting your projections on me because most of the time I feel like people be speaking out of projection or like not hating, but like I'm just like, sorry, I'm making a post because I got people who care about what I post. I mean, 9 times out of 10, when I post something, I'm getting a response. So stay on your phone. Then also, I mean, but at that same regard, at a point I was posting a lot, but that was because like I was trying to get somebody's attention. But now I don't really have, but I did have things to actually like post that I wanted to share. Right now, I don't really have anything that I want to share and post about, so I'm not doing it. But yeah, but I never really felt like I needed a break. I never felt like it was unhealthy. Like, yeah, I'm sure I get on Instagram a lot more than someone would, but I mean, even when I'm on, it's like I'll exit off of it. Like it's nothing for me to close it out. It's not like I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have to be on it. It's kind of just like one of those things, like a habit almost. When you just like log on and the first thing you click is that, and you're like, oh well, I get messages on there, so I'm like, oh well, let me just check my messages, or oh, let me get on Twitter and check my messages, or oh, I'm talking to somebody on Snapchat. Let me get on there and check my message. Like I'm mainly getting on there to check messages. I end up scrolling because I'm checking my messages, but. Anywho, I say all that to say, I ain't never felt like I needed a break. Though now that I'm getting older, I just don't even have an attachment to it like that. Like I really feel like that has been the theme with my new age. I really feel like the frontal lobe conversation is so real because like I really feel like I just woke up overnight and stuff that I cared about or thought about, it just did not matter to me anymore. Or like the things that like were bothering me or I just did not want anymore. Like it was just weird. It was kind of just like I woke up and just wanted different. So now I just look at things completely different. And like the way I feel, I'm just like, okay, well, I feel this type of way. Like I don't want to mess with that person. I don't want to do this. Or it's really interesting. That is such a conversation.
Yeah, I literally just put it on our topic list. Frontal lobe development.
Yeah, like I saw people posting about it, like someone was getting a tattoo removed and they were like, yeah, I don't know why I got this tattoo. Like this, when they talk about the frontal lobe, is so real because I cannot understand for the life of me why I have this tattoo. I'm getting it removed. And I was like, dang, I haven't had that because 9 times out of 10, if I'm getting a tattoo, I done thought about it for a little minute because it's permanent. But yeah, it's real. I know some people said they haven't experienced that, like they don't feel too different, but I tell you, I done woke up and I'm just like, I don't want to post. I don't care about this. If it get done, it get done. If it go viral, it go viral. But I ain't for, like, I just want everything to flow. Just like even with the guy thing, it's just like I saw this dude on my flight. Child, this the clapback. Okay, so
the clap was just.
I'm sorry. We in the clapback now because I'm just like, might as well. We done with social media. So but yeah, like, I'm just big on I'm big on things like flowing lately. So I was on a flight. This dude sat next to me. He was really, really cute. I'm not gonna say he was really cute, but he was cute. I'm like, okay, Carmen, you stretching it. It was like it was 6 a.m, and you know when you in a controlled environment, almost like school, you in a controlled environment. It's like, oh, he cute, but if we were to be somewhere out with like more options, you not cute. So I'm like, okay, we on the plane. You look like you kind of my age. You got on some drip. You cute. So anyway, he just so happened to be sitting like right next to me. I'm like, oh, what are the odds? So he's sitting next to me, and I was asking him something. I was like, oh, do you know if anybody's gonna sit in the middle because I have oversized luggage or whatever? So I was just like, can I put this right here? And he was like, yeah, I have no clue. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, yeah, but you know, if nobody comes, I'm gonna put my feet like in the middle. Is that cool? Like he asked me this a little bit later after I asked about somebody sitting in the middle. And he was like, okay, so if somebody doesn't come, can I put my legs right here? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't care. So I'm thinking to myself the whole time on the plane, I'm like, I should ask him if he lives in Charlotte because like I don't have friends out here. Like I want to make friends, and I don't care if they're guy friends or not because like right now, I'm not in the space where I want to be in a relationship or where I feel like I'm in a place where I can be in a relationship. So I'm okay with just being friends. That is fine by me. So I was like, I need to ask that man if he lives in Charlotte or if he lives in Jersey. So we on the plane and he sleep the whole time. So I'm like, well, we're in a controlled environment where you're going to be forced to talk to me, but you're asleep. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. So we land, we getting off the plane. Well, you know, like we're waiting on the plane. He's still going like in and out of sleep. I'm like, let me not bug him with a question. I'll just let him rest. And the flight is early. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we get off the plane. He's behind me, of course. We go toward, you know, we're on our journey to baggage claim. He's behind me. We get to baggage claim, and since I'm in the front, I kind of like stop towards the back because I'm like, well, let me go over here and see where he gonna stop at. So then he stops like catty corner to me, like slightly in front of me, but off to the side. So I was like, why he just didn't stop right next to me? So I was like, okay, whatever. So then I'm still sitting here thinking to myself, like, am I gonna be able to ask this man if he live in Charlotte when really I could have just walked up and asked? But like now at this point, I'm in my head about it, so it's not happening. Mm-hmm. So the luggage comes and his luggage comes before mine. So he grabs his luggage and he walk out the door. So then I grab my luggage and I'm thinking to myself, because at first I was like really upset about it. I was like, Carmen, you should have spoke to him. Like you had plenty of opportunities to ask that man if he lived in Charlotte or if he lives in Jersey. But then I had to think about it. Just like when, you know, kudos to you ladies who approach men. But like, even from the beginning, like I've always just thought about it. And I'm just like, it's not me. And I'm not going to force it to be me. Like, yes, it works for people and that's who they are, but it was never me. It was never my thing. So I was just like, why am I trying to adopt this new way? Like, I understand like when you get older, you know, you do things different, you try stuff out, whatever. But like, considering I'm an overthinker, I got an interesting voice, I'm awkward, I don't think I should really be doing the initiations. So I'm like, I like to just kick back and let somebody come to me. So all of that, when I was feeling the type of way about not talking to that man, I said, well, Carmen, he had all the chance to talk to you too. If he wanted to say something, he could have said something. He could have asked you if you lived in Charlotte. He didn't ask, so clearly he didn't want you, girl. So pick your stuff up and move on and go. So I got over it.
I've never heard you say I have an interesting
voice.
That took me out, honey. I've never heard that. So what's the clapback?
I
Like,
mean,
what's the
that
clap?
happened to me. I guess the clapback is just overthinking, like,
Okay, yeah, that
and
was a
like
lot.
being firm on who I am and what I always have said. Like, I think in my story, I have always said, like, my man gonna get me. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, I mean, I talk to people because obviously I'm not like I'm social, I'm extroverted, but normally I'm that way once people get that out of me. Like, I'm not just stepping in a spot being like, it's kind of just like, okay, I'm coming in and go see the temperature and go off of that. But if I don't know anybody, I'm really to myself. So, I've been talking to people about like how do they make small talk with people or what they do. And, if it's a bar setting, people say, oh yeah, I buy people a shot or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like I could get with that. Like a shot is cool. I could buy a dude a shot. I don't care. But the actual like initiation of like, oh hey, how are you? Or like, oh, I like that. Like I just feel like it's never really been like I feel like I can say I like something, but if I don't see something I like, I'm not gonna force it. So because now I'm really not gonna land the line and it's gonna be silly. So I don't know. I'm just kind of just like, I don't think it was ever meant for me to do that. I will just continue to be me and whatever I say or do, hopefully the guy is attracted to it and he just walks up and he's like, girl, you darn tootin', or like, you darn smitten. What is going on with you? I don't know. Just a random thought, but I was beating myself up about it. So I was just
That's
like,
so crazy that you were like, you had all these thoughts in your head about like, potentially saying something to him, but it just never happened. Because I could see if it was like you were saying something like, oh, you're cute or something like that. I could kind of see you going back and forth in your head about that. But the fact that you just wanted to ask him if he lived in Jersey or Charlotte is crazy to me.
well, he was asleep the whole flight. I feel like if we were on the plane, it would like if
But
he
I'm
was
talking about like even at the baggage carousel and stuff, like all this back and forth, like, oh,
he didn't stand by me. He literally stood away from. So I just interpret that as he does not want to speak to me.
and that could not have even been that. What if he was nervous about talking to you too? And he was in his head about talking to you too, like all that back and forth type thing.
No,
So
that's the perspective. We both are
yeah.
overthinkers and we overthought our way out of not meeting each other.
Yeah. What if he was like, let me stand over here because I don't want her to think I'm a weirdo because I was behind her that whole time when we walked over here and we already sat, next to each other, even though he was asleep or whatever. It's like we already was sitting next to each other. I missed my opportunity there. Then I was walking behind her like a weirdo. Not saying he was weird for walking behind you, but
Well, yeah.
walking behind her like a weirdo. Let me not stand next to her because I don't want her to think like, I'm trying to like, be weird. So maybe it's all perspective.
Even though he got his luggage before mine and walked right out the door. We do
He
need to
was
remember.
like, my luggage is here. I'm freaking. It's time to go at this point. He probably talked himself out of it, picked up his luggage and left too.
And see, okay, I get that. But then I'm also on the flip side, like, that's not the man for me. Because I want my man to be like, he's confident in himself and he will come speak to me. Like, he's like, I don't care. I want to know who you are. Who are you?
Exactly.
Which I'm sure that's vice versa. I mean, like, I should have done the same thing, but I'm not going back down that rabbit hole. He should have approached me. Next, who you got back at?
Girl, before we started recording, I talked about how I was locked and loaded.
You done forgot him.
As we sat here, I don't recall anything I had to say. So I'm gonna clap back at my period because this one has been a doozy. I started at work, which I hate when that happens, but it happens like every month. So I should be, well, I'm always prepared, but I should be, I guess, more prepared. But yeah, clapping back at that, clapping back at myself for not having ibuprofen and just being a girl, I guess. Clapping back at Amazon because I had to get a new hot water bottle because the one that I had a hole in it. And they sent me my Amazon package, not in a bag. Like it was literally just this and some plastic. So, and they just slapped the label on it. So I'm clapping back at Amazon for that. I'm clapping back at this lady at work because we had a surprise bridal shower for one of my coworkers, and everything had been set up or whatever, and the lady comes in like after we're sitting there for probably like 10 minutes or so eating, congregating, fellowshipping, whatever. And everyone's talking, whatever. I'm talking to people over here. She's talking to a man over here. And then she proceeds to turn to me and ask me what type of cupcakes those are on the table. I don't know if it was because I was on my period and I had started that day and that irritated me, but that really did piss me off because we all sitting here. I did not purchase the cupcakes. Why are you asking me what flavor the cupcakes are? Then if you look at them, you can see chocolate, vanilla, red velvet. Why would you turn to me and ask me what flavor the cupcakes are? That really did make me upset.
And I'm supposed to talk to that boy. And he probably would have turned around and looked at me just like that. And his head been like, why she asked me that dumb ass question?
But I looked at the lady as, I don't know, I didn't buy him. That's what I said.
You said it just like that?
I said, I don't know, I did not buy the cupcakes.
That is so mean.
Why did she ask me that?
Your tone is so dismissive.
Why did she ask me that?
She wanted to talk to you.
My stomach, she talked to me earlier in the day. My stomach was hurting. I didn't have no medication. The lady next to me didn't have no medication. I asked 3 other people, they got medication. Nobody got medication. My back is hurting. Then we got to break down this whole thing. And you going to turn to me and ask me what flavor the cupcakes are?
You see how people do? They tell you to talk to people, but then when people talk to them, they react.
Please. That was dumb. Who goes and sees a vanilla cupcake, a chocolate cupcake, and a red cupcake?
Can't see.
Excuse me?
She can't see.
She saw. Brittany, what flavor are the cup? Girl! What? And she was literally in a conversation with somebody else. She could have asked that man what flavor. Why would she turn to me and ask me what flavor the cupcakes was? That really grinded my gears.
Why'd you bother?
No, she didn't. Because they kept asking me about the food, and I kept telling them, I don't know where the food is coming from. I'm just here. Like, I just work here. Okay. Yeah.
You have all the
what we having to eat, I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know where the food is coming from. I don't know who's purchasing it. I don't know. I just know there will be food. If I don't know and you don't know, eat before you come, because I don't know what's going to be prepared. Then gonna ask me what flavor the cupcakes are. That pissed me off. Anywho, also clapping back at myself because I was supposed to be at a training earlier in the week, and I done went to work, child, and had to rush to the training. And I was just all up. This week was so chaotic for me. Like, I feel like I got nothing accomplished. Like,
it got so fast.
It did. And I was talking to my friend Brittany yesterday, and she was saying that the week was dragging for her. I said, dragging? It flew for me.
No, everybody I spoke to this week was like, where did it go?
Yeah, this was the quickest week I knew. It got down. It did not play.
This week had to go. It said, look, I ain't here for long.
I blinked and it was over. Yeah. Okay. And I kept thinking, like, on Wednesday, I kept thinking it was Tuesday. Like, it was just going by so fast.
I was sitting here, like, trying to think what happened each day, and it's hard for me to even remember.
I'm glad I journal.
That's how fast it went by.
Yeah, it was real quick. But we have taken up enough of you guys' time today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. The Clapback's page is theclapbackcc. My Instagram is Camille_loves. Carmen is car.xo. Follow us on TikTok at theclapbackcc. Send us an email at theclapbackcc@gmail.com. And if you didn't register to vote, we got beef.
Go do it.
Okay. Well,
it's it where you live.
They go see it after. Remember?
Well, remember mine said October 11th.
So okay. So yeah.
Depending on where you live, Georgia, Charlotte.
All righty, guys. Well, we will see you guys next week. I hope, because you know Carmen be missing. Bye, guys.
I'll be in Georgia next week. Bye.